Rod McQueen and John Harker.
Thanks very much. That's the lawn crew we're looking at, and a father-son combination here, Rod.
Yeah, once again, this could be a first. They're under 21s, this crew, and they've got into the final. So that is a wonderful effort in itself. If they were to win this, I would suggest it's probably the first time it's ever been done.
Yeah, and I don't think under 21 final where they were terribly unlucky. For 5 years, there's Tatahi Bay from New Zealand. We've actually got 7 crews here, by the way. Usually we have 6. We've actually got 7 crews, and the crews are these: Lorne, Tullabudra from Queensland, Coolah Beach, Tatahi Bay, as I mentioned, from New Zealand, Avalon Beach, Tugun, and Tugun have 2 crews, the Tugun Hammers and the Tugun Sharks.
Yeah, well, the Tugun Sharks were in the finals last year, and it's going to be very interesting. That's Stan Damrow that's sweeping then, and Bruce Silman is the other sweep. So, again, that's a very good effort. We talked about the Tugun boat crews this year. They've obviously done a lot of work, and they had 2 crews in the final once again. They've got to be very proud of that.
Yeah, and that lawn crew, you know, they won in 99. In 99, they were junior semi-finals. They won the junior title in 2000, semi in the Colts. And then they were both semis in both the juniors and Colts last year. And here they are through to the final of the open boat race. And they're still a team of rookies. Yeah,
well, they represented Victoria this year in the Opens, and that was their first, I guess, breakthrough. Interesting enough, I've heard that 3 of them are going to uni, so they haven't been able to get as much training in as they possibly could because of their uni studies, but it's certainly not showing the way they're rowing.
Yeah, they use a Miles boat. Bob Miles built it for them a couple of years ago, and Croker oars. The crew on screen there, don't get them confused with Collaroy. There are 3 clubs that actually wear all red caps: Coolum, Collaroy and Brighton.
Yeah, well, it gets very confusing sometimes. Obviously, I used to row for Collaroy in the red caps, and that's one of the few caps where it's anyway. Here they are off.
Yeah, we're off, and we're with the lawn crew as they start to make their way through the break, and they're way up at the top of the screen, the lawn crew. So counting down from them backwards, it's Lawn, then Tullabudra, Coolum, Tatahi Bay, Avalon Beach Green, the Tugun Hammers and the Tugun Sharks. And at the moment, you'd probably think that the Kiwis are a little in front.
Well, the Kiwis have been doing very well. I know very little about them. Hopefully they didn't do a harker before they got out there, but no, they are a great crew, and they've been consistent all the way through.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of them this year in the National Surf League, and McVicker, their sweep, is a real good fellow, and I tell you that they probably rate as quickly as anybody you've ever seen. They've borrowed our freshwater boat a couple of times when they've come over, but they've got their own boat this time. Gee, that boat's taken a bit of water, haven't they? They've really been hammered.
Yeah, it's not the end. That's the way to go yet. I think it's going to be interesting to see the Avalon crew. Oh, hang on, we're out here. Is that the Avalon crew that's going out?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yep.
Well, that's Rick Miller that's sweeping them. He's done very well. He's got 3 very young rowers in that. They're juniors from a couple of years ago. They won an Australian final, and they've got an older hand in at the stroke seat there who's been keeping them together. So he's done very well to get through to the final, and they look like they're in front at this stage.
Yeah, he's got them out, and as we were talking about Tahiti Bay before, they've taken a fair bit of water. There's a little bit of water rocking around in that lawn boat. Look at that. So they must be working absolutely overtime in terms of the bilge pumps, and when we get another shot of them later, you'll probably be able to see the water coming from the side of the boat, but there's a lot of water in that lawn boat, so they've been unlucky 2 days in a row. I know it takes a minute to get out, but you've still got to carry it for the minute while you're doing it, Ron.
Yeah, they'll be working very hard now trying to get it out, and I've got to say that they're just back enough in a final like this. Something's got to happen with one of those boats in front of them for them to be successful.
And we've already seen that happen, and there is the bilge pump. Look at that water coming from the right of the lawn boat. Just look at how much water these young men are pulling. Can you imagine? These boats are already mighty heavy things, and they've probably got, well, I don't know how much you'd hold, but certainly it'd add another, 20 or 30 kilos worth of water for them to pull through at least.
Well, it's coming out very quickly, and you can see there it's just starting to drain out. Anyway, we've got a leader going round.
Yeah,
now.
and it's
one of the Tugun crews. It's the Tugun Sharks.
The Tugun Sharks, and they've turned just in front of Avalon Beach, and then the other Tugun crew, the Tugun Hammers. So the Tugun Hammers and the Tugun Sharks are both in the first 3. So the Sharks may be just shading Avalon Beach. There's Rick Miller. We're back with his crew from Avalon.
I think Avalon might be in front. I don't know, but it's going to be very close. And Rick's moving him on. You can see the older sort of stroke there. He's going to be very, it's going to be very close here. He's doing very well.
Not much between the two of them, is there? They're probably just nosing in front, getting a good little run there.
That's Darryl Johnson, their stroke there, that's coming through. So he's done very well. He won a gold apparently in '93.
Okay, it's Tugan closest to screen. It's Avalon Beach in the middle, and the other Tugan crew are back behind them. Avalon Beach now trying to pull down this little run, and it's going to stand up for them in a moment. It'll be a lot more than a little run if it does. They won't get down the top of that one, but now there's a wave forming for the Tugan Sharks. Closest to screen for them to start to come at the Avalon crew. They're working this one. They're trying to get over the top of it. Look at them working. They're looking back now. They're not going to be able to get over the top of that one.
Coming from behind, and Avalon's doesn't look like they're going to get over their one either. They're going to have a late takeoff here.
The Tugan Hammers.
Very difficult for Avalon here.
The Tugan Hammers are on this wave.
Avalon's going to slew. It looks like they're coming across right. That's very difficult for them. This is going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, it's going to be very dangerous for both crews. And fortunately, he's done well, Rick Miller, to avoid. Well, he hasn't now. I was about to say he'd avoided a collision, but he's taken out the Tugan Hammers sweep. Bruce Zillman is in the water. Zillman is in the water. The two crews,
two Tugan crews,
are together.
Still down the front there.
And while all that's going on, the Avalon crew is trying to straighten themselves up. There's absolute carnage out here.
It's going to be very close. It's very close. Here comes Tugan now. Looks like they're going to get over.
No, I think that's Avalon, mate. I think the two Tugan, or is it the other Tugan crew? You're right, it is the other Tugan crew without their sweep. They're sweepless. We'll wait to see what the judges make of all of this. The Avalon crew, they're next to them, and in a lot of trouble all round. One of them have just been hit by an oar.
Well, it's very difficult there because they're together. They've got their oars clashing, and that's all. And they've rolled. They're out.
And they've rolled. They are out. And Lorne are coming from the middle. You've got Lorne coming, and you've also got Tatihi Bay. So they're going to come straight through the middle. This is terribly dangerous. It may look spectacular at home, but honestly, this is a very dangerous moment. We hope these crews are going to be A-OK.
It's going to be very, very hard to pick there. It's very unfortunate. Avalon were doing very well, but they had a late takeoff. You saw when they had to stop and wait at that time. It's very difficult to handle that when that's happening.
Yeah, Coolum and Tatihi Bay have come through the middle of all of that, and
it looks like that might have been Talabudgera.
Yeah, well, look, I've got no idea. I think Coolum have got over the line before everybody else, but gee, they're tired. I think they're first across the line, but who knows what's going to happen. It'll be a protest-a-thon. I can fairly boldly predict that there'll be plenty of protests taking place out there at the moment. I always just hope most of all that they're okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. I don't think there was too much damage done out there. It's set to probably a bit of pride. I mean, that's one of those things. That's boat rowing.
There was a nice oar in the head at one stage there, though. So let's just have a look at this Avalon crew trying to hold it. They come across towards the Tugan Hammers, and we thought that he was going to hold it and that the Tugan Hammer sweep Bruce Zillman.
What's happened? It's hit his sweeper. You watch and see. It'll come down, and that's when it gets on his sweeper. That's what knocks him out.
He's trying to hold on that sweep oar, and actually I think he's been hit by the bow of the boat. Now his stroke is trying to help him with the sweep oar as well, and he's been hit by the bow of the boat.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous, but he's okay. He's up on the beach now. But once you roll in this race, you're out on the way home. That is, in one of these boats.